Alright, I got something to say about this Ron Logan confession business. I can see Ron Logan being perfectly capable of murdering 2 girls. According to an ex-girlfriend of his, he was a violent guy. He was kind of a jerk. Obviously, he was in for drunk driving. He was on parole. He was a violent dude. But the box cutter, that bothers me. I don't think, now I could be wrong, but I don't think that you're going to be able to slash either the jugular or the carotid artery in someone's neck with a box cutter unless you have a lot of time to spend and you're willing to get completely covered in blood. Now, maybe that's what happened, but I don't know. Abby was like pretty much drained of blood. There was no blood on her clothing or the clothing that she was wearing that belonged to Libby. A box cutter. Also, Abby was, from what I understand, stabbed in the heart as well. Now, I use a box cutter every single day because I sell stuff on eBay. And I ship a lot of stuff. I just don't see being able to cut that deep with a box cutter unless you make several successive cuts and pry the wound open as you go. I know that's pretty graphic, but these things are pretty important. I mean, the Ron Logan confession sounds pretty detailed, sounds pretty realistic, I suppose, because it's very step-by-step and it's told to a cellmate, I guess. Like Lawyer Lee pointed out, you can't really put a whole lot of stock in jailhouse confessions because maybe the cellmate was rigging this up trying to get something for himself. You can't really discount that possibility. And like I said, I could see Ron Logan being in on the murders. I can see Ron Logan doing the murders. But the problem for me is the box cutter. You're not going to be able to stab someone in the heart with a box cutter. Certainly not a 13 or 14-year-old. Maybe someone who is, I hate to say it, but maybe an infant. I mean, I don't think you could even do it to an animal unless it's like a frog or something. I mean, come on. The heart is well protected behind the rib cage and a lot of very tough tissue. You're not going to be able to get a box cutter blade in there, even if you go up under the ribs. So think about this before you just say, oh, Ron Logan did it because he's confessed to a cellmate and the guy wrote it down. I don't know. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, no, I don't think I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Not that I've thought a lot about cutting people up with a box cutter, but like I said, I use one every day. As far as I'm aware, most of the blades on most of these box cutters are at maximum maybe 1.25 inches long. That's simply not long enough to get deep enough into somebody's neck to sever or even significantly damage one of the major arteries. And it certainly isn't long enough to stab somebody in the heart, unless you cut them open first so you have access to the heart. That's all I have to say.